Welcome to this new video. We start by finishing the exploration of the node group panel and improve our node group simulation. We stop at the group socket part of the panel, so we start with that part. Here we can add sockets. When the dot is on the left, it's an input. When it is on the right, it's an output. We can also add panels to group our sockets. I will create one called environment settings and another one called object settings. First, you can set the type and a description too. So let's do it. The type is a vector and I add a description. Speed of the object at the end of the simulation. The next, this is a little new. You remember when we talked about field property and spreadsheet? An attribute is that, a property of the geometry data we can see and access when we build geometry in the node editor. As you can see, we can choose a domain where we apply our attribute. I let point, which is vertex, in the spreadsheet editor. I set the name of the attribute to speed final. Remember, the dot is on the side of the output. Next, we have something wonderful, the subtype. To show it, I will go to the input, otherwise you will not see it. To understand physics, you need units. This is what is bring by subtype. Look, it's crazy. I just have to select the velocity subtype and we get the units in the input of our node group. Now, the kids at school will not be too much lost. Let's go back to the speed output to check if something left to set. I set the same parameter and take care to select the right unit for gravity, which is an acceleration. We go to the input and continue the speed one with default value and the limits of the value. For the default, I let 0 everywhere, but for max, we can put 1, the speed of light. After, we have something interesting. We can set this property to take another attribute for default value like position or normal. It can be useful. The two first boxes allow us to tweak the group interface for the first and the modifier one for the second. The last box is to choose if the property is a field or not. If I tick it, you can see that the socket switches to circle from diamond and the icon of the spreadsheet disappears in the modifier tab. Now we have a good node group. Since we see we can work with field, we are not so far off a soft body simulation. But we save that for later. Let's move to the repeat zone. For this zone, we will take an example useful to migrate from CAD software like SolidWorks. We will start by a vertex and build on it. You will not be lost, it's only extrusion of a different geometry domain type. Keep in mind, extrude something is add a dimension on it. So if we want a line, we have to extrude a vertex, for example. Go back to the vector explanation on the previous video if you want to know more. I start to add a new mesh object and remove all the points except one. I put it in the center of the world. To delete the vertices, I use the shortcut X. What you see is called a pie menu. It's a quick way to access different functionality without having to remember all the shortcuts. Like that, I just have to remember the X shortcut to access to all kinds of suppression on various elements. And at the end, my hand will remember the gesture. It's a perfect combination with the K combination in shortcut. Indeed, in the pie menu, you can see dissolve. It means you can delete elements in a domain without break another one. For example, I take a face on the cube and create another face on it. If I delete the vertices, all the face connected was removed too. I go back and this time I use dissolve to remove the vertices. As you can see, the face of the cube is not removed. We preserved the face domains. It's the same in the geometry node editor. If I use the shortcut X with a node selected, the link between the one before and the one after is break. It's a deletion. But if I use the shortcut Ctrl plus X, the links are preserved. Let's draw now. If you follow me, since we start with a vertex with 0 dimension, I will have to extrude it 3 times to get a 3D mesh. I use F3 to search extrude and the Shift D shortcut to duplicate it 2 times. I have to select the right domain for the extrusion each time. So vertex, edge and face. The first thing we see is the light on the mesh is weird. It's because to save a lot of computation in light calculation, Blender used something called shade smooth. It's to reflect the light on the edge like it was rounded and not calculate the geometry part. To modify that and ensure to have sharp edges, I incorporate a set shade smooth node. Again, just think and type. This software is really awesome. Now we can see there is one face missing. It's because we get the result of the extrusion with the node and not the extrusion with the elements which do it. If we look in the spreadsheet editor, we see there is missing face and face corners. So we have to join this both part. Now it seems we have our 3D mesh. But if you are a good observer, you see we have too much vertices in the spreadsheet editor. Let me explain you why. In Blender, like I said before, all is about mesh element. What we do is join the geometry. That means we have make a group with two mesh, not we merge two mesh. I can demonstrate that in two ways. First, we will use built-in attribute, the mesh island attribute. To get it, I use F3 and type island. We're facing an issue because we don't want to apply an operation on the thing we want to see. For that, there is a special node that allows us to evaluate the node without connected to the output. It's like a bypass. This node is called viewer node. Now we can see in the spreadsheet the island count of the geometry and also the index of the island for each vertices. We can see the base face of the extrusion is not on the same island. It's really bad because of the second way to demonstrate it. If you move the base face of the extrusion, the other part doesn't move. To solve that issue, we can use a merge node. This one allows us to connect different geometry by a distance. But be careful because it's applied in each element of all the mesh in the geometry. So you can destroy your geometry. But since we are in parametric way, it's good. We can merge with really low distance. To close the video, I will talk about an important stuff in Blender. One about the non-destructive workflow and the other about dimension against scale. Indeed, if you come from mechanical sphere like me, under the scale can be really a pain when you design. I think it's the main reluctant thing in Blender for engineers. Let's use the details of extrusion node to understand. I download again Blender since my version is beta and all of 5 days. I take a base cube, add one extrusion node and reveal the end panel to see the scale and the dimension. So it's clearly two different things. When you work with geometry node, you have to ensure the scale is always at 1 on each axis. Otherwise, that will not be what you see is what you get. To explain that, I connect the vector socket of the extrusion node to an input. Then I put 1 meter on each axis. To change all the values at the same time, I click on the first and release on the last. If we look at the dimension values, we see 4 meters. It's weird because we have extrude to 1 meter in each axis. It must be 3 meters, no? Let me remove the view of the modifier. You can do it with these icons. The viewport is the little screen. Another important one is the one with the vertices and edges. Look how it changes the display when I am in edit mode. We can clearly see the result of the geometry node modifier. There is something really frustrating in Blender. Since we have a view of the element, why we cannot select them? I think HugeManage found the way to do it in this add-on, but it doesn't exploit it only for geometry node. The functionality is too much mixed with the others to be usable. I do some promotion for him and hope he will work on that. A separate functionality to select a geometrical element like face. Once an element selected, appear a selection box where all the nodes in the last geometry node modifier with a selection available are present. Once selected, suggest to create a vertex group with a name or a generic name. Then add a name attribute connected to the selection socket chosen with the right name. For me, a connection like that between the viewport and the node editor during the build is the last part missing. Let's go back to the dimension. I remove the visualization of the modifier. Now you see that the base cube by default is 2 meters in each axis. So be sure when you work to have the right dimension with a scale of 1. As you can see, it's the same for the sphere and the other primitives. We will finish the details of the extrusion node in the next video. We will talk in detail about selection and finally use our reboot zone. See you in the next.